Let's get a quick take on this last one. With the election just a week away, tensions continue to rise in the JeffCo school board race. This week's finance reports show close to $500,000 already spent throughout the campaigns associated with the recall. Ed, you're one of our political journalists out there in the field. What's your feel as we're just a few days from Election Day?
You know, it's pretty hard to tell because this is largely without precedent, seeing a school board race and a recall going on like this. If you go back to the 2013 recalls of Senators John Morse and Angela Herone, I think one of the notable features was the low turnout, which meant that only the people who were angry about Morse and Herone came out for that. I think this one will be determined by turnout. I think if you're already seeing about 25% of the vote come out, and that's going to rise with the same-day voting. If a lot of people come out, I think that's going to mean that some conservatives have jumped onto this and come out and decided to defend them. I think it's going to be tough to see this recall proceeding. But you know, again, we're in uncharted waters.
Susan, your quick take on this.
Yeah, there's an old adage about Jefferson County, where Jefferson County goes, so goes the nation. And there's not a lot of polling on this. It's a equally divided, a third Republican, Democrat and independent area. And what we're seeing is what we're seeing, and this is a race that I think Ballotpedia listed as the race to watch in the country this year, you know, exceeding races that are much higher ticket in other states. And I think the reason why is because JeffCo has established itself with all of this infighting and all this vitriol as the most watched, most controversial school board in the nation. And a lot of it has to do with the influx of money from both sides, from the Koch brothers and from the unions. I think what's relevant about this, and it's unclear again who's going to win or how it's going to turn, but because there are other districts in Colorado and there are other districts around the nation that have followed this JeffCo model, this kind of infiltration of the school board and this backlash against it, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of that around the country later next year and in years to come.
Patty, your thoughts?
Well, it's certainly fueled by huge amounts of money coming in from inside. I know we don't have much time. I would say the turnout is going to decide everything in this election because there's so many things with 2C, with Happy Haynes on the Denver School Board. There are a lot of controversial issues, and they can be swayed so quickly just by the turnout. So if you haven't voted yet, get out and vote. No matter what your position, get involved.
Dave, wrap it up for us.
The Independence Institute has been publicly involved in this on the side of the pro-reform view. I think if the election had been held on August 1st, the anti-reform side would have won, but I think that gap is closing, and the momentum is pro-reform, and I agree with everyone that it's very likely to be a close race, and turnout will be important.